I hate to say I told you so, except in this case, because I'm so excited to say, I told you so? So if y'all follow me on X or Twitter or whatever we're supposed to be calling it these days, I, a while ago, heard some news about Gail Simone doing the Free Comic Book Day X-Men, and I was like, oh, I misinterpreted. I thought it meant that Gail Simone was going to be doing like the X-Men, and she was going to be writing X-Men. So of course, like a fool, I tweeted this to the whole world before fully reading everything, which is also why when you try to look into stuff, you should read everything before you come to a conclusion. Don't just read a headline. Don't just read a few paragraphs. Read everything and then research it and then read everything again. Embarrassingly, Gail responded to me and was like, what? Where did you hear this? No, this is not true. And then I responded. I left my tweet up, obviously, because even if I'm a little embarrassed, I'm going to admit when I'm at fault. So I basically was like, oh, sorry, guys. Maybe I called it too soon. Gail said no. And guess what? Guess what, internet? It is true. So Gail Simone is going to be one of the creatives working on this new X-Men lineup. And I am so freaking excited. From the Ashes, a new beginning, which is the next phase in X-Men comics. It's beginning this summer. I think July is when it's supposed to come out, but don't quote me on that. I think July. Either way, this summer sometime, which I think means we might get a little bit of a break between the end of this era and the beginning of the next one, which I'd kind of be down with, just because, I mean, if I have a break, it's going to make me more appreciative of when it comes back. So I'd be down for a little bit of a break, but when they do come back, these are the books we are getting. So I wanted to go through this lineup with you all and just kind of talk about what my thoughts are on these titles we have and the creative teams that we have announced thus far. There's a lot we don't know, so we'll have to see. So we have X-Men, which is Jed MacKay and Ryan Stegman, which honestly, pretty excited about. I really have been loving a lot of what Jed MacKay has been doing. I haven't been fully reading all of Jed's series, but I have been popping in here and there on things, and it just looks so good. And I've heard only the best stuff. So that is awesome. I'm really excited about that. And then we have Exceptional X-Men, which is by Eve L. Ewing and Carmen Carnero. And Eve, by the way, no relation to Al, so totally different Ewings. They just happen to have the same last name. And then we have my favorite, Uncanny X-Men, which is Gail Simone and David Marquez. Ooh, very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. Definitely excited for these creative teams. Also, Jed getting Ryan Stegman for art is like nuts. That's like a crazy team. So it looks like I don't know if this is how it's going to be divided. And it looks like in this artwork, they're divided up. So I don't know if that's supposed to be the teams. It looks like those are the teams based on how they're standing and posing. Oh yeah, it does say in this article here on CBR, it says, in MacKay and Stegman's X-Men, Cyclops will lead a group of X-Men stationed in Alaska. His team will consist of Beast, Magneto, Psylocke, Kid Omega, Temper, formerly known as Oya. Oh, that's Oya. That's really cool. Magic and Juggernaut, and they will be, according to Marvel, battling for the destiny and philosophy of the mutant species. Sounds pretty important. In Simone and Marquez's Uncanny X-Men, Rogue will lead a team of outlaw superheroes in New Orleans. Oh, I am so excited for this. New Orleans. Her team will consist, or sorry, I should say Nolans. Isn't that how we're supposed to say it? I'm gonna have to work. When I go to New Orleans eventually, I've never been, they're gonna definitely be able to tell I'm not from there because of the way I say New Orleans. It's like when people come to Toronto and they say Toronto. It's Toronto. Her team will consist of Gambit, Nightcrawler, Jubilee, and Wolverine, and they will be more of your standard heroes fighting to protect those that hate and fear them type of X-Men. I love that. The lineup, of course, also evokes the X-Men animated series, mixture of core heroes, which I love. Finally, in Ewing and Carnero's Exceptional X-Men, Kate Pryde will become a teacher to mutants again in Chicago, working with 3 new young mutants named Bronze, Axo, and Melee. However, Emma Frost is also interested in guiding these young mutants, and so the 2 X-Men greats must discover a way to work together, sort of like classic Generation X. Ooh, I like those vibes too. Oh, no, I'm sad. No, because I didn't realize that Kate was going to be. Okay, that's really cool. That's really cool. I really like Kate Pryde. So that is kind of what we're getting for the lineup here. And then there are a few other books. So these we don't have creative teams for yet, but we do have Phoenix, X-Factor, Storm, Nyx, X-Force, and Wolverine. So let's go back and I'll talk about them. So Wolverine, I'm assuming this is going to be resetting to 1. I don't know if we'll get a new creative team for it. Same with X-Force. These are the 2 longest running series that we've had from Krakoa. I've been reading Wolverine, Duck was reading X-Force, and the one thing that we noticed was that those 2 books kind of became interchangeable. They're both being done by Percy, and I do really like Percy writing Wolverine. I think it's been really good. I've been trying to jump back in, and I've been collecting all the Sabretooth War stuff because I love Sabretooth and I love Wolverine, so I'm excited to catch up on that. But one of the things that we did notice with Percy's books is that sometimes the 2 would become interchangeable. So X-Force stuff would happen in Wolverine, and just solo Wolverine stuff would happen in X-Force, and you'd be like, wait a second, is this X-Force or is this Wolverine? But other than that, I have really liked it, and a lot of the artwork has also been stellar from what I've read and collected. I did take a little bit of a break, but I'm going to catch back up. Then we have Nyx. So Nyx is an interesting one to include, but I guess it makes sense based on this idea that, like, this is happening after Fall of X. So my idea is, like, the X-Men are all kind of separated. Everyone's kind of split up, and it's kind of like everyone fending for themselves kind of vibe, and everyone's like an outcast because now the world hates mutants again. So Nyx is, I think, was originally a 2003 series. And it was kind of about, like, mutants on the streets, like young mutants who are, like, homeless. And the first appearance of X-23 was there, and that was also X-23, I believe, in that series, or it was around that time where X-23 was living on the streets and was being a lady of the evening. And I've never read the original Nyx, so I might go back and read that just because I'm curious about it, even though I feel like part of me is gonna really dislike it, but I still am curious. I think it'll be interesting either way, whether I like it or don't. And then we have Storm is getting her own series, which I'm so here for. Yes, please. Ongoing Storm series, I hope. I would love that. Then we have X-Factor, which I'm also excited to see come back, and I'm very curious to see who's going to be doing that creative team and what X-Factor will be up to. Last time we saw them, they were sort of a, like, mutant detective agency on Krakoa, and I really liked that series, although I haven't read all of it, but just through Duck and through the few issues I did read, I really liked it, and I really thought it had a lot of potential. It's unfortunate that series ended so soon. I feel like it got rushed to its ending, and that kind of ruined the end of it, but I think if it had continued to go on, it could have been really, really good. Maybe one of the best series, in my opinion. And then finally, we have Phoenix, which I don't know who Phoenix, I don't know what, I don't know if it's going to be about Jean. I don't know. But I am curious to see what that will be. That is the one that I feel like I don't have as much of a read on. I do need to read the Jean, like, Phoenix series that's been going on. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen some of it, but I haven't read all of it, and I really need to catch up on that. So that's kind of what we got. I am excited overall. It is definitely softening the blow of the end of Krakoa, and in fact, I would say I think I'm excited now for this new era. And it sounds like we aren't going back to school exactly. Maybe a little bit with exceptional, a little bit of school. But for the most part, it's, you know, we're doing other stuff, which I like. Because I don't think we can just go right back to the status quo. That would be too jarring for me. It's exciting. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. So yeah, I'm hype. I hope you're hype. And let me know what you think of this lineup. I can't wait. I weirdly am excited for the end of Krakoa. What's happening to me? That's about it for this one, friends. I'll see you next time. Until then, stay nerdy.